Hey guys, it's me, It's me, Jack24 here, and today we're going to be reacting to the last words and the cause of death of each individual U.S. president. And no, that does not count for the ones that are still alive. But anyways, let's give it a look. Hold on. The video would show the cause of death of each of the president of the United States of America and provided what they were recorded their last words. Give me that. Yeah. I mean, there was more to his saying tis well, but that's generally the most remembered part of his last words. First presidency, he died 2 years after his presidency. This was very funny at the time. Both John Adams and and Jefferson, the two last remaining at the time, survived. Not original of the U.S. Congress, and pretty much as he died. He says that Jefferson survives. What he did not know was that Jefferson died on the same day. Kind of hilarious. Look, the death date is not a mistake. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died within hours of each other on the same day. July 4th of all days. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is kind of hilarious and more of an ironic stage. The son the son of John Adams. Oh yeah, this guy died very shortly. Died within a month. He he pretty much died a month after making a very long inaugural speech outside in the cold without wearing a jacket. So that was sort of the main reason on how he died. I might just blur that. We're going near the American Civil War, so pay attention to it for a sec. Yeah. Well, pretty much James Buchanan, president before Lincoln. Eh, before Lincoln, he was pretty much president that sort of nobody really like during the time he was just a 15th president. Yeah, pretty much this is what happened to Lincoln after, he got shot in the back of the head. And I'm just going to read his last words real quick. She won't think anything about it, he said to his wife, but asked, "What will Miss Harris, Miss Harris think of my hanging on to you so?" Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't have time to answer that question. Well, I mean, he did answer it, but he didn't have any more time after that. This guy was really not a good president, first guy to be impeached, and pretty much his last words are sad, but he was a definite racist. He was the reason why the KKK still exists to this day. To this day, and he's the reason why segregation went kept on going until the early '60s. One of our greatest generals during the Civil War, Ulysses S. Grant. He actually he actually later became president after Johnson. I mean, it's sad to hear that he died of throat cancer. I mean, he did say water is his final word, which which is kind of not really a bad word, but he does what calm. That is sad. Oh yeah, that is pretty much sad. Sad that he died of. All right, how do I say this? Anomia. I'm pretty sure that's how I say it. Say it because I've only seen Anonia several times, but not really was told about it. Oh yeah, he did. Grover Cleveland. He pretty much is the only president to serve two non-consensual, non, not right next to each other presidencies, making him the 20. Wait, is he either the 22nd or the 24th? But he pretty much was the president throughout those areas. Uh, Good old President Theodore. Yeah. Unfortunately for him, he pretty much died out, died out very quickly. Well, I mean, not quickly. He lived a long life, but he but he did do several things. It's just sad that his last, like, I actually did read a biography on him, and it said that on how he had a headache. So he pretty much asked like, all right, I don't remember exactly, but he either asked his friend or guard when he is out hunting at night and came back. He asked him to turn off that light. This is sad because Woodrow Wilson actually did have several strokes, and pretty much it is sad. He did lead us through the ending of World War One, but pretty much he did know when his time was to join. Thanks to him, he pretty much got America's economy to number one. Number one, he pretty much ended send the American soldiers over after the Zemer telegram, and pretty much he stopped. Pretty much he sent in the Americans. As you know, Americans kicked Germany out of France and all the way back to Germany. Yeah, he did die of natural causes. Oh, it's sad that he said good morning, good morning. Well, I mean, it's polite to say good morning to someone, but then he just straight up died on him. It is kind of sad if you think about it. Yeah, we don't. Uh, Herbert Hoover. Well, he mainly got stuck with the fact that the Great Depression happened, even though it happened like a few years before he even became president. He just got all the blame on it. Yeah, it's said that FDR died. I mean, he's only president that served 4 terms in a row, and said that he died of a type of stroke, which is known as a cerebral hemorrhage, which actually killed Stalin and Lenin, which honestly is good, but not really good. It's sad that he that he pretty much had to say. I actually did read this about him, that he was actually making like he was down in either Georgia or somewhere down in the south part of the U.S. Like not exactly going around like for a re-election. He was just there like to do like a few meetings, and he did. And during one of those meetings, like a vein popped in the back of his head, and then he said that he had terrific headache, and then he collapsed on the ground on the table since, as you know, he's known as the wheelchair president, so he couldn't really. Like, I mean, he could walk, but during the time of his death, he was in his wheelchair. So he just fell down on the table. It was kind of sad. In Eisenhower, I do need to thank you for several things. For one, you gave us the states of Hawaii and you also managed to keep America up during the Cold War. Which really, it's good to hear about it. And it's sad that his last words were actually, "I want to go. God take me." JFK. Let me just quickly read his things, but pretty much like a few seconds right before he was shot like this, like he had a conversation, and this actually makes more sense because his last words were more of like a response, which were, "No, you certainly can't," which would which wouldn't really make sense if you just place that up before on what he actually said. But let me actually read this out for you. Fellow car passenger Nettie Coheney said to him, "You certainly can't say that the people of Dallas haven't given you a nice warm welcome, Mr. President." Well, in response, he pretty much said what I said earlier. I mean, it's sad. I mean, he was doing that for re-election. I mean, he wasn't doing a bad job. I mean, he didn't like. I mean, he was trying to just get himself more supported by a few of the bigger states for electoral college votes. It's sad that Nixon's last words were "help, help." Yeah. Unfortunately for us, Reagan's last words are pretty much known by his relatives, but he did die of Alzheimer's, which I did hear of. He was one of some of our greatest president, but he is not that high on the list. I mean, it is high for pretty much helping pretty much starting the Iron Dome, pretty much Operation Star Wars, which in the Cold War videos, it's a giant anti-nuke shield that pretty much gave the people in Israel the idea of the Iron Dome, and that's what happened. Unfortunately, this Bush, George H.W. Bush. I always get him confused with his son. Don't get me wrong about that. I actually forget which which Bush it is. Pretty much, it's sad that his last words too was that he loved his son, son before he died. I mean, it is kind of sad to see some of your presidents go. Actually, a quick personal fact is that he actually did go to one of my schools where I did go to for some part of his childhood. It was pretty amazing on how the school told me that. It was kind of shocking. And that was it. And also remember, all the copyright belongs to Fire of Warning, and also those were all the death deaths and causes of death of each president from from first to the final person who died. Anyways, that's just up until now. So if there's any new changes later on, you can't go back and criticize this video. Because this video was actually made was is made in 2020 on February 17th, which you can't actually blame me if there's any more updated stuff. Hopefully it wouldn't be updated sooner. Hopefully it wouldn't. And I mean, I would like to have each president live a long and happy life after they were in the White House. Anyways, goodbye.